A lot has been talked about self-love. We have had self-love as choosing yourself. We have had self-love as taking yourself out on a date. We have had self-love as choosing to forgive yourself. But there are a lot of things that we have no idea about self-love. And the first thing that we don't realize is self-love involves accountability. When you choose to love yourself, that means once in a while you will come to check in with yourself and be like, how far am I doing with my self-love journey? It involves coming with your thoughts and sitting down and analyzing and knowing, okay, I think I'm doing well in this, but I think I need to do better in this. Self-love holds and involves accountability. Something else that you don't know much about self-love is that self-love sometimes involves being alone. Because when you choose to love yourself, at times you have to seclude yourself and really think about your life and be like, how am I doing? So sometimes self-love may involve being alone and creating those solo moments that you need. Something else is we haven't realized that self-love is a daily practice. It is not a mood. You need to practice self-love every other day. When you wake up in the morning, those manifestations that you make, when you wake up in the morning, choosing the battles that you fight and the ones that you ignore. When you wake up in the morning, choosing to say, this month and this year, I'm working on my finances. It is a daily task. It never ends. And it is not something that you do out of your mood. If you feel like loving yourself today or not loving yourself, no. Self-love involves a lot of intentionality. You need to really sit down and say, this is what I'm doing, and checking in with yourself every other day to make sure that you're still on the way to achieving that self-love that you have always wanted to achieve. And something else is that self-love involves choosing yourself, involves setting apart yourself to make sure that you prioritize yourself every other time. And it also involves stopping people pleasing. Because sometimes when we choose to love ourselves, it may involve disappointing other people, and it's okay. It's very much okay. Self-love may make you even quit relationships and friendships that are not serving you well, because you have realized that it is something that is draining you. Because when you start loving yourself, you will realize that you need to be in environments that nurture you. When you start loving yourself, you will realize that you need to be with people that celebrate you. You need to be with people that make you become a better person. You need to sit at tables where when you leave, you feel like, oh my God, I needed to be here. So that is where self-love can make you either sit in those tables completely or quit those tables completely. So there's no in between. When you choose to love yourself, you decide whether you're walking this path or not walking it at all. Something else that people haven't realized so much about love is that when you start loving yourself, it may expose some things in you that you never knew. When you start loving yourself, it may show you the other side of you that you never knew existed. Because when you start loving and choosing yourself, you may start quitting some habits that you never realized were hurting you. And you may pick habits that you never imagined you were gonna do. For example, a lady who has been in a toxic relationship, for example, and say it was even an abusive relationship. There are people who have been in relationships, they're used to the hard side of the relationship until when they get into a relationship where there's peace, where there's tranquility, where there is love, they feel like, is something amiss? Like you used to relationships that have chaos until when you get into a relationship that is peaceful, you feel like something is amiss. You're just used to fighting, to throwing words and etc. But that shows that when you have started loving yourself, you'll even get into environments that you never knew existed, or even quit those environments that you thought were a normal day until you realize, no, things were very different even in other environments. So something else that we haven't realized so much about self-love is that it is outgrowing other people. It means outgrowing environments. It means outgrowing friendships, outgrowing relationship, outgrowing even friendships at workplace, things that are not serving you. So those are some of the things that people haven't so much realized about self-love. So that is where we come to say that when you start your self-love journey, it needs commitment. It needs you to be very flexible, because you'll start realizing that there are things that you are tolerating that no longer serve you. It means that when you start loving yourself, you'll start getting the better side of life, the good side of life. I want you to picture where you get in your life to a place where things are peaceful, where you feel loved, where you feel wanted, where you feel loved yourself, where you feel your life is heading in the right direction, where you feel your career is picking well, where you feel really good. When you wake up in the morning and look at yourself, you're so proud of yourself. I want you to imagine that side of life for a moment. I want you to imagine the side of life where things are good, where you are okay financially, you're doing well financially, where you are okay when it comes to your friendships, to your relationships, where you're okay health-wise. I want you to picture that good life, because we are used to hard life. We're used to complaints, etc. But for a minute, I want you to think of that good life. I want you to manifest that life on you. I want you to manifest the life that is good. I want you to look at yourself with someone that has her life figured out. It's possible. It may not be all figured out, but when you sit, you're happy. You're calm, you're at peace. So this is the life that I wish to all of us, that when you sit down, you feel you love yourself. You feel your life is good. You feel you are achieving what you wanted. You see, I just want you to picture that life, because that is what I wish for all of us, ladies. It's a life that I wish that once in a lifetime, or even forever, you just have that good life that you have always pictured, because it's good when you have a good life, isn't it? We used to have life, but let's get over that and think of the good life. That is what I wish to all of us as ladies, okay? So I want you to do this. Send this video to 2 of your friends and tell them that Lucy Wilbers passes her love. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.